US increase the interest rates even further. India is still keeping at pause. This is how the inflation levels are, by the way. CPI inflation has actually started coming down drastically in the case of US and Eurozone.
My name is Arpit Arora. I'm India's leading personal finance expert and passive income coach, and I'm on that quest to change the middle class of India and transform their financial life in such a way that they are able to have the potential to follow their passion. They have the focus to follow their passion. They are not distracted by money because they're creating enough passive income, and most importantly, they're able to live with inner peace and joy. And that, my friends, happens by winning the game of money. That happens when you upgrade your financial IQ, and that most importantly happens when you are committed to achieve financial freedom in your life, because it cannot happen without a commitment. And it is my commitment to make sure you get all the support that you need to walk and achieve that destination.
A topic that is deeply going to affect you is the future of rate cuts in India and abroad. Or hikes for that matter. How does it affect you? We recently, in the last interest rate decision, the US increased the interest rates even further. India is still keeping at pause. This is how the inflation levels are, by the way. CPI inflation has actually started coming down drastically in the case of US and Eurozone. Eurozone means European Union, you can say. UK is still अभी भी हाथ में नहीं आया है. So UK का economy looks weakest compared to most others, but US is coming back to the half way it is already decided. And given this momentum, I feel कि in a few months or a year or so, it should come back to its normal state. Given that Fed in US has already shared कि they will likely not do any more interest hikes because interest rate hike already बढ़ा दिया है हर बारी, and also inflation भी हाथ में आ गया, so there is no need of doing that. Based on this, the derivatives market. So derivative market क्या होता है? Futures and options. One such derivative is the overnight indexed swaps. इसको OIS कहते हैं, overnight indexed swaps. इसके प्राइस को देखकर you can make out. I will not go into technical how, but looking at the price of this, you can make out कि if the market is expecting more interest rate cuts, or is there going to be a freeze on the interest rate movement, or the interest rate will go down instead. जैसे if you remember, credit default swap was another financial instrument जिसको देख के पता लगता है कि default probability एक particular segment में या world में या किसी country में कितनी है. ऐसे ही overnight index swap एक ऐसा instrument है. It helps you to understand that interest rates कैसे move करने वाले हैं. So they are signaling a rate cut in India in January. So we are, let's say, in 6-7 months from here. Based on that, the 10-year yield of bonds, मतलब अगर आप 10 साल के लिए इंडियन बॉन्ड्स में, ट्रेजरी बॉन्ड्स में इन्वेस्ट करते हो, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के बॉन्ड्स में इन्वेस्ट करते हो, तो वो कितना रिटर्न दे रहे हैं? In its peak in June 2022, they were giving 7.63%. From that, they have fallen to 7.01. And it is expected कि 6.8 तक ये जा सकता है. So there's another, let's say the bottom 20% fall is still expected. At least 20% यहाँ से और गिर सकता है, मतलब 6.8 तक आ सकता है. अब what is the strategy around it? The strategy is that we should invest. इसको बड़े ध्यान से सुनना, because जब अप्लाई करोगे तो बहुत बढ़िया रिजल्ट मिलने वाला है. If you invest into long-term maturity debt instruments, मतलब long-term means at least 7 years. At least 7 years मतलब 2023 चल रहा है तो 2030 and onwards. If you buy any long-term maturity debt जिसका fixed maturity is in 2030, or even perpetual bonds because they have even longer maturity, if you invest into them for short period of time, means अब से लेके for the next 2 to 3 years, you will make more return than the return of the bond. If the bond says I will pay you 8% every year, so 8% तो वो yearly pay करेगा. Plus, if the interest rates in India goes down, the price of the bond will also go up. And long term वाले जो bonds होते हैं वो सबसे ज़्यादा sensitive होते हैं interest rate से. अगर हम इंडिया में बात करें कि इंटरेस्ट रेट्स घटेगा तो प्राइस ऑफ द बॉन्ड बढ़ेगा, और जो दूर वाला है वो और ज्यादा बढ़ेगा. तो यू वांट टू गो फॉर एज फार इन मैच्योरिटी एज पॉसिबल टू गेट टू अ हायर राइज, द हाईएस्ट पॉसिबल राइज इन द प्राइस ऑफ द बॉन्ड. डूइंग दिस you will make capital gains, extra capital gains on the bond price plus the fixed return, and you can exit once the interest rates have sharply come down. This is something I want you to start applying into your wealth and portfolios. Okay, so I'll explain. First rule is interest rate की sensitivity कैसी होती है. जितना दूर का bond है, the farther the maturity of the bond, the more sensitive it is to interest rates. The nearer it is, the less sensitive it is. Now we're talking about go for far maturity bonds which are either perpetual or long term, so more fluctuating. Now when the interest rates in India are likely to go down, interest rate is opposite to the price of the bond. So interest rate अगर इंडिया में नीचे जाएगा तो far वाला bond ज़्यादा move करेगा, which means the long term maturity bond, the price of that will move even faster. If that happens, you will obviously end up making a capital gain on the price of the bond, while आपको 8% जो fixed है वो तो वैसे भी मिलेगा, वो तो guaranteed ही है जो उसका कूपन है. So you will make a capital gain plus fixed interest. दोनों को मिला दो, you might just make more money than the equity market in a short period of time. Who knows? Possible for sure. So this way, so simple strategy: buy long-term maturity debt instrument or short-term, 0 to 3 years. And vice versa, if the interest rate is further going to go up. But India में अभी ऐसा मनु जी हो नहीं रहा. मतलब we are not expecting कि अभी इंडिया में इंटरेस्ट रेट्स और बढ़ेंगे, क्योंकि पॉज ऑलरेडी हो गया, इन्फ्लेशन हाथ में आ रहा है, अब्रॉड भी आ रहा है, इंडिया में भी आ रहा है, तो अब प्राइस और इंटरेस्ट रेट्स नीचे ही आएंगे. This is what the expectation is. Perpetual bonds, you can go for SBI के perpetual bond is a very safe option. Problem is it starts with minimum 10 lakhs. Other options is you can go for NCDs, which our team keeps on sharing. वो भी 2030, 2031 के options हैं. You can go for Cholamandalam का recently I saw 8.6% का return भी था, and it was 2030. So you can just ask the team, they find an opportunity for you. Because ये NCDs में ही सबसे ज़्यादा आपको benefit होगा. You can even go for long-term debt mutual fund, but उसमें फिर again there is sort of research that is needed. वो काफ़ी difficult हो सकता है.